Hi, welcome to this new video series showcasing the awesome features released in new GitLab versions. GitLab releases new versions every Thursday of the month. The most recent release is 17.3. Now, the format of this video will simply go through showing you a list of the awesome features. Then we'll look at a few highlights of some features, and then we'll see maybe some productivity hacks, some features specific to certain parts of GitLab, like GitLab CI. Then also look at a couple of deprecations. Now, this is the first version of this series, so bear with me. Now, in this GitLab 17.3 version, it was released August 15, we have great features like the dual root cause analysis. Now, anytime you have a CI job that has failed, how do you understand? The first thing is okay to read through the logs to understand some of the issues that uh, made it to fail. But here, GitLab can straight to the point check the logs for you and tell you, okay, this is specifically where the problem is, and this is how you can fix it. We'll be looking more into that later. Then we also have uh, features like aside from root cause analysis, we have health check for GitLab Duo, which is now in beta. Then we also have things like how you can delete a pod from from on your GitLab on your Kubernetes cluster. Instead of you having to log into the cluster and your CI to delete a pod, you can do it right from within the GitLab UI interface. Now, you can also connect to the cluster from your local terminal. And this is another awesome feature: resolve a vulnerability with AI. Now, if you've seen a vulnerability in a project and you are looking at it, okay, this is probably something GitLab scans has just recently shown to you. You need to start investigating. You need to start reading and researching on how to fix it. But AI can help. For now, we support SAST vulnerabilities. GitLab can create an MR with suggestions on how you can fix it, not just giving you a list of okay, this is how you can try. It actually creates a change, an MR with a change. Okay, this is where you fix. Then you can go and review it to make sure it actually solves the problem. Now, you can also the next feature we'll be looking at is adding multiple compliance frameworks to a single project. Yeah, you need to comply with some uh, regulation like the GDPR or HIPAA before you can only add one regulatory compliance to a GitLab project. Now you can add as many as possible. Maybe you want to meet GDPR and also meet HIPAA and also meet SOX and so on, and the PCI DSS on a single project. You can add all of them so that you ensure that you are meeting all these regulations on one project. Now, other features, we have more features like AI impact analysis within your organization. You want to see how the usage and acceptance of GitLab Duo is, you can measure that. Yeah, a host of other features. You can go to the GitLab blog to read through a couple of these features. I want to give a special shout out to our MVPs. Every version, we recognize people who make contributions that impacted the release. And here we have Anton Kalmykov, I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly, who made quite an impressive contribution to this release. Thank you, Anton. Now, let me showcase some of these features, a few of the features that you can now use with GitLab 17.3. Now, the first one I'll be looking at GitLab dual powered root cause analysis. Basically, it's available if you are using Ultimate or you have GitLab Ultimate, or you have the dual enterprise license on SaaS and also on self-managed. Now, I have a project here. It's a Ruby project, and we have a job that is failing. Okay, let's see what is failing in the job. Okay, we have this tests branch, this test job. Let's check. And oh, there's more than 338 lines of logs. Uh, okay, I can do a number of things. Go through the logs, try to read and see, okay, what is missing? How do I fix it? And so on. Or I can simply ask GitLab Duo to troubleshoot for me. Go through the log and tell me what exactly is the problem. You see, you can also do it in a GitLab Duo chat by putting slash troubleshoot. Troubleshoot, instead of you having to type it, this troubleshoot activates it for you. Then you can go through and see, okay, let's analyze the job log step by step. And it tries, okay, the job starts by setting up a Docker environment with Ruby and Postgres. It detects a Ruby app, installs bundler. Okay, it's telling you the specific things that the job has done to this stage where we have a failure. Then installation of gems completes successfully. The job then attempts to prepare a test database by running rake. This is where the error occurs. Now, the root cause of the failure is that the PostgreSQL adapter gem PG is missing from the project's gem file. And okay, how can you fix it? You simply add this gem PG in your gem file and you do bundle install so that it updates your gem file lock. Then you commit and push back to the project. That should fix the issue. That is how easy it is for you to be able to quickly, instead of spending several minutes in the logs, GitLab within a couple of seconds can give you straight to the point explanation and suggestion, and also a detailed analysis of, okay, what happened in your job before it gets to the point of failure, so that you understand every step before it got to the failure. Give it a try. If you are using Ultimate or you have the GitLab Duo license, you can give it a try. Or if you currently have access to GitLab Duo via trial or whatever means, you can give this a try. Let's look at another feature. Now, this time we'll be looking at, okay, vulnerability. How do you resolve vulnerability? Probably that's the first time of you seeing an error within your project, and you don't even know how to fix it, or you don't, because that is the first error you've seen, the first time you are seeing the error, or and so on. GitLab Duo can help you, not just giving you a detailed description of oh, this is this error, this is how you can do this is how you can do that. It creates an MR and makes it the suggested change for you. Then you can review that change to fix the issue. Now, before you merge to fix the issue. Now, let's go back to our project here and we go to secure and vulnerability report. For now, we'll see that it resolves SAST vulnerabilities. If let's say, for example, we have a container scanning job here, doesn't currently support container scanning, maybe in the future releases it will. Now let's filter to see our SAST vulnerabilities. Now, tool, we have SAST, same grep was used, and then we filter. Then let's say, for example, we are seeing, okay, cross sites request 4G. Let's see this. Okay, there's a lot of description here explaining exactly how this issue happened, where it happened, somewhere here, identifiers, and a lot of detail. Then you have here explain or resolve with AI. Okay, maybe you don't want it to make the change for you. You want it to explain to you, okay, what exactly is this issue? You can do that. Or you should just go ahead and generate a merge request with the suggested solution for you. Let's do that. Now, it will take a couple of seconds. Definitely, it's doing a number of things, talking to the models, understanding the whole thing, then creating the MR. Now, it's done. Voila, it has created the MR for us. And we can see here, it created a branch and is requesting for it to be matched to main with details on everything about the vulnerability we are trying to fix. You see, it puts a disclaimer so that you know this is an AI generated patch. You should use it with caution. Review any change that is introducing before you merge or before you add it as part of your project. It's important. Now you can an explanation of what is the issue here and also the analysis that was performed, the summary, and so on. Then let's go to the change to see what suggestion it added. See, this is the line it added. Now let's go back to the summary. It says the reporting vulnerability is a cross-site request forgery which allows attackers to trick users into performing unwanted actions on the web application where they are authenticated. The fix provided adds this line into this controller. This enables REST built-in CSRF protection mechanism. Here's how it addresses the security concern. It gives details so that you understand how it addresses it. Then, if this works for you, this is the change. If it works for you, you merge. If it doesn't work for you, it's a CI did not run, so you might probably want to make sure that the code is correct and run through some CI. Then you merge. Once you merge, it's part of your application. Preferably, this was created against main. Preferably, you create it against a different branch, since most likely main might be a protected branch in your organization. Merge it into a specific branch and make sure you test everything properly before you put everything as part of your application. Awesome. Now let's look at another feature. Now this time, okay, this is an example: cross-site request forgery. This probably is against one of the compliance framework. Fails a number of compliance frameworks like PCI DSS, HIPAA, and so on, because an action can be taken which can probably compromise the system. Now, and these are our projects. We want to make sure we are meeting compliance regulations. Your compliance will have been defined at the group level of your project. When you come to this is a group level of the project or on your instance, under secure, we have compliance center. Now in compliance center here, you can see different issues like, okay, standards adherence. How are you adhering to the standards that have been set within your project? For example, we have some failure here, we have some success here, and so on. For this is my project, GitLab 17-3, and it's showing me that for some compliance that has been specified, I have failed a couple and I have passed a couple. Now, I can determine what compliance do we have. We have the GDPR and we have SOC. Now, and these are projects that are currently associated with these frameworks. But my project isn't here. I think the other one was a previous test that I did. The adherence that were selected here was from a previous test that I did. Now, from the frameworks here, we can see that my project is not there because my project is GitLab 17.13. How do I add not just GDPR, but also this? I go to projects, I find my project. Here we have GitLab 17-3. Then I can click on edit here, then add GDPR and also add SOC. This way I make sure my project is meeting a number of frameworks, not just one. I can meet a number of frameworks. And you can see here, it's showing there's failure. I'm using multiple frameworks and it has detected some issues that are against compliance. I can even go further to see, oh, what are the details? Requirement, have a valid rule that prevents merge requests with less than 2 approvals from being merged, which failed. So I can manage my rules, or I can make some edits to make sure that my project is in compliance. Now, Let's look at another feature as part of GitLab. We've seen some key features. Now let's look at certain features that makes productivity easier. One of them is adding, when you are working on an issue has been created, and you have some specific tasks that you need to do as part of the issue, and you create them as tasks in GitLab also. Then, as you are performing the function, you want to be able to create an MR, add the MR to a task, and anytime the MR is completed, the task should also be closed. So if let's go to, let me show you the feature I'm talking about here. That's, let's see, merge, let's see, merge requests. Yeah, add merge request to tasks. There's a lot, so sometimes you have to search a lot of features that have been released. Now, see, add merge request to tasks. Now, it basically allows you here, you see, you can be able to see as part of a task, you see, okay, these are the developments that are happening to the project. Now, let's go to check our project to see the feature on our project. So if we come to issue here, and let's say ensure compliance, for example, I assign it to myself, and I create the issue. Then within the issue, I can go to create child items, and I say create a task, resolve cross-site vulnerability. For example, I created the task. Then, okay, I have the task ID #4. Then I Duo created an MR for me earlier. I want to map that MR to this. So this is what the tasks look like. I can specify the start date, the due date, what is its parent, and so on. And its ID is 4. It's currently open. Now, I want to map this to my merge request. So when I come to, this was created 7 minutes ago. When I come to the cross-site CSRF request forgery here, I can say, okay, this is my description. I want it to close a task when the merge request is done. I edit my merge request, or when you are creating a merge request, you can specify it, or you can edit an existing one. Remember the ID of task is 4, or if you just type pound or hash, you can see the list of issues or tasks that you have, and continue typing or select the one you want. So I specify this, and I say closes. This merge request closes this task or issue. Now let me save our merge request. When I save the merge request, let's go to our task. Here, we now see that the MR is now attached to the task. This makes it easier that you can follow the task and be able to see what merge request or activity is happening to it. This is a productivity boost that can make things easier to see which merge request is resolving which issue. And this is open. If I go to my merge request and say I merge, it should automatically mark this as closed, which means it's done. And if we come here, it shows, okay, this is done. The task is complete. Awesome. So the next segment of this video is to show you some deprecations that definitely will be happening that you need to be aware of. We have, when you scroll down now, These are certain features that will be deprecated. We have compliance pipelines, code climate based code quality scanning will be removed, and rename the options to skip Git Guardian secret detection. So if you want to see a full list of the deprecations that are going to be happening in different GitLab versions, you can come to this page, in the docs page, the deprecation page, under update, other upgrade to GitLab. In the docs, if you go to upgrade GitLab and deprecations, you can see for each version up to version 19, what are the features that will be removed. So you prepare your update, you prepare your team and a lot of people for it. For example, for the compliance pipeline that was mentioned, that was announced as part of 17.3, currently there are two ways to ensure compliance and security jobs. You understand? To provide a single, either as compliance pipeline or as security policies. You can specify compliance job with either of these two. To provide a single place to ensure required jobs that are run in all pipelines of a project with deprecated compliance pipeline, and everything will now be happening as part of the pipeline execution policy. So always ensure that you check deprecations and other things so you're not caught surprised by a feature that you use that has been probably that is no longer supported, or some things have been moved around and it leads to confusion. That's the end of this video. Thank you very much for joining me, and see you in the next episode for 17.4. Bye.